What is up, everybody? Okay, there we go. I was on the wrong Wi-Fi on the tuber. Yo, what's up, everybody? Hola, bienvenidos. Hey, what's up, everybody? Let's talk programming and tech and app development and web development and backend development and all that good stuff, everybody. Yo. As usual, feel free to ask questions about programming, app development, things like that. Have you used iOS 15 beta yet? No. My days of doing that kind of stuff are gone. I want my phone to actually work when I need it. I run a business now, so I don't have time to fiddle with things that are going to break my phone. So you're real? Wow. Yes. Do you send me code Visual Studio? I'll send you all the codes, man. I've got all kinds of codes for sale. I got dark web codes. I got internet scraper codes. I got hack your girlfriend's Facebook account codes. Just let me know. Send me some Bitcoin and I'll send you the codes. What's the use of Bootstrap? Bootstrap is it's like a UI framework for web. It can be very useful in styling things really fast. They also have like a grid system. I don't use the grid system anymore. I used to use it a lot, but I don't anymore. I just use CSS native grid and native Flexbox. Yeah. I'm trying to become an ethical hacker. Oh, good. What do you think about Next? We use Next.js on the DevSubs website. It's amazing. It lets you build things in React, but still get the benefit of a static web page, SEO, things like that. Content. Do you have the codes? Yeah, I got the codes, bro. What's your opinion on Unity? I've used it for many years. It's amazing, fantastic. Do a backflip. Not me. Maybe one of my kids. Not me, though. Do you use an M1 Mac? I do for writing books. I'm currently streaming on my YouTube, but just on my Mac just before the M1 came out. What's the difference between DevOps and other DevSlopes and other programs like Treehouse or Code Academy? Treehouse and Code Academy, those are self-paced online programs. They're very affordable, great programs. What we do is we focus on coaching and mentorship. We actually train you and then work with you one-on-one until you get a job, help you become a freelancer. We have live meetups. We grade your projects. It's super involved. We don't ever quit on you. We keep working with you until you're making cash. How cool is that? Floyd, money. Hey, Mark, last stream you spoke on using Google Ads for finding larger freelance clients. How much money should a freelancer set aside for Google Ads? Floyd, you could start off, low, a few $100, get some leads. Start off low and locally. If you keep it locally, it'll be cheaper. When I say locally, wherever you live, like for instance, if I'm in Austin, Texas, I'm gonna want to run ads, that says app and web developer in Austin, Texas, and then it takes them to a landing page. Your ads will be cheaper. So maybe $200, $500. I got to the point where we would, for about 5 hours, turn on Google Ads. We would do it nationwide because we got good at it. And we'd spend $2,500 in 5 hours, $2,500, but that would bring in like $300,000 worth of jobs, right? So you slowly start getting up there. It's about having a pipeline, getting enough deals in the pipeline, and then closing those deals, okay? There's more work involved in the Google landing page method because you have to build a landing page, contact form, things like that, but it's totally worth it. Totally worth it if you're serious about it. I started a course this month, the Java full stack developer. Thanks for the inspiration. Awesome. Is Vue great for beginners? Yeah, but do React. React's more popular. There's more jobs for it and stuff. I've been working as a PHP Laravel. I want to learn a new programming language. What do you recommend? I don't know. Just depends what you want to do. Tell me what you want to do, and I can give you some recommendations. I love coding, but I feel like quitting. Any tips? Don't quit. Just be consistent. Just know that it's going to suck. So, don't just learn or code when you feel like it. Put it on your schedule every day. It's the same thing with writing. I tell this to you, I'm writing books right now. I'm writing science fiction books. I've got one out, another one coming. And sometimes I don't feel like writing. I don't. Sometimes I want to give up or quit because, who knows what's going to happen? Will this ever pan out? But instead what I do is I just block it out of my time between, 9 and 10 or 9 and 11. I write, and I just force myself to do it. The moment I sit down and do it, though, it's fine. It's always typically like prior to actually doing it that we want to quit in a lot of things, or sometimes we lose motivation because we lose the light at the end of the tunnel, and that can happen sometimes. It gets so hard we forget what we're working for, right? And that's one of the benefits of having a mentor, or like that's why we have like the DevSlopes Academy, for instance, is because what we do is we keep the light at the end of the tunnel for you all the time. So when you feel like quitting, you have someone there. So a support system can be good, but most importantly, schedule it on your schedule every single day, and you will get consistent and good with it, and it won't be a problem anymore. But if you don't schedule it, then however you feel, your feelings are going to dictate what you do. And feelings, you can't trust your feelings. One day you're happy, one day you're sad, one day you're angry. You can't trust your feelings. You have to trust the journey. You have to trust the consistency, okay? Is DevSlopes affordable? Yeah, almost everyone who applies can get in. We've got payment plans, pricing options, all kinds of things. And then if you do our freelancing program, like if you want to be a freelancer, you can actually make money back before you even finish the academy by doing freelance projects. How do you rate Code Academy? Code Academy is fine for people who are on a budget and just want to learn on their own. It's fine. It's completely fine. Same with Free Code Camp. It's free. You can't go wrong with free, right? I know HTML, CSS, JS, and React. Where to start looking for internships from Canada? Sure. Well, some of the big cities in Canada have developers. Calgary and what's the other one called? That's bigger. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. But like Vancouver. I'm missing the one. The big one that has lots of jobs there. There's plenty of jobs in Canada for programming. Lots of game developer jobs there too. All right. What about people from other countries? Do freelance work. Do freelance work. What's a realistic timeline for graduation? So for DevSlopes, our DevSlopes Academy takes people anywhere between 6 and 12 months. The reality is, though, your jobs are going to come in between 8 and 12 months. There's lots of 16-week boot camps. That's not enough time to get jobs. Nobody just gets a job when they graduate a boot camp. They spend lots of time after. We'd actually keep working with you until you have the job. So 8 to 12 months is pretty average of time before you get your first job. That's with 2 to 3 hours per day. If you don't do the 2 to 3 hours per day, it's going to take you longer. Does Adobe have coding apps? I'm not sure what that means. You're already in the academy. Excited to start with you guys. Oh, awesome to have you. Awesome to have you in the program. How to make a back door? Okay, well, you're going to need some wood, some nails, and you got to get the wood for the trim as well too, so you can put it around the door, doorknob and door to open it up. Is that what you're asking? What's the word? Juan Pablo Marsuglia. That's an interesting last name. Haven't seen that one before. It's okay to learn databases, API, etc. before jumping into backend and frameworks. I mean, that's fine. That's a good start. What if you have more than 2 to 3 hours? A good 6 to 8. You'll go a lot faster in the DevSlopes Academy if you have 6 to 8 hours to spend. But just know there's some diminishing returns. After about 5 hours of work, there's diminishing returns. Your brain can only take so much, right? That's just the way that it is. So just keep that in mind. You got to build things. You got to have experience. And if you're rushing yourself, it makes the learning experience worse. What I found is people who have high stress levels, like because they need a job or need to take care of their family, they tend to fail because it's not moving fast enough and they end up quitting. So all I have to say is if you do have that much time, just make sure that you're not racing against the clock. Be patient because it takes time and effort and energy. You've got to be patient. Just know between 8 and 12 months, somewhere in that range, you're going to get a job. So if you can allocate 12 months and then put in your 6 hours a day, you'll be fine, especially if you're hustling. That's right. What's the best backend? That's what we're going to talk about today. What is the best backend for mobile apps? Okay. What is the best backend for mobile apps? This is kind of a trick title. It's a trick title because the answer is it doesn't matter. So jokes on you, suckers. Just kidding. All right. First off, it doesn't matter. Secondly, I do want to give you some tips. If you're a mobile developer and you know native Swift or native Kotlin, right, you're going to be limited on what you know. Rather than learning a new thing, what you could do for your app or product is learn Firebase. Firebase is a suite of serverless tools that allow you to build backends for mobile apps, not just out the, with the database. You got the push notifications, the data analytics, and it's a free plan to start off with. And you use the same programming language. They give you SDKs. So if you're building an app, you have no backend experience, Firebase might be a really great start for you. I'm building an app right now with a small team for my author stuff, and it's all using Firebase. Now, you could do other things too. You could do JavaScript with Node, Mongo database. You could do Python and Flask, Python and Django. If you know those things, which one should you use? It doesn't matter. JavaScript and Python are both interpreted languages, right? What that means is they're not going to be as fast as C# or C++, other languages like that, but they're still perfectly capable of running APIs. Simple REST APIs are fine. We're talking microseconds, so that's great. But if you're like wanting to squeeze out the ultimate performance because you want to build something on the blockchain and it needs to be done in milliseconds, you're going to want to start looking at the Go programming language or Elixir, something like that. But for apps, for mobile apps, you can use whatever you want. You could even use PHP. Don't, but you could even use PHP. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter at all. Eric Enriquez, for the freelance and DevSops, do we need to know how to code already, or we learn it? Okay, so in the DevSops Academy, you learn iOS, Android, or web development. And then if you're interested in freelancing, we have a special program. Not everyone gets into it. It's just for the people who really want to hustle and become a freelancer. All the other people want to get jobs. That's fine. For the people who want to hustle and work for themselves and be a freelancer, every week we have meetups, live meetups, where we actually coach you on freelancing. We help you submit jobs, and you also get enrolled in our freelancing program. Right now, the program, you get enrolled in that for free. Pretty soon, our freelancing program's probably going to be turning into another academy program itself because it's growing and a lot of people like it. But right now, you get all that for free, and we coach you continually until you have success, no matter what, and you can make your money back. Just someone here the other day had posted on here saying that just from some of the advice I gave them here in the live stream, they closed an $8,000 project, right? This is what we're talking about. We're talking about big dollars, cash, changing your life. As a freelancer, we have that as part of the program as well too. So that's how it works. How to learn HTML for free. Just go on to YouTube, HTML tutorials or the W3 schools, okay? Yep. How scalable is Firebase in the long term for mobile apps? It's perfectly scalable, late night 6194. It's built, if you use Firebase Cloud Firestore, it is built on top of Google Cloud. It's infinitely scalable, It's wonderful, amazing. Now keep in mind, Firebase is a serverless system. You are now relying on a third-party system, which is fine. I mean, we all kind of do that anyway, even when we're running our own tools. But just know that the way you structure your data in Firebase is a little bit different than the way you're going to structure your data in a relational database. It's structured different. So you have to live with that model. And if you ever want to leave Firebase, you're going to have to write some migration code to do that. You'd have to do that anyway if you were switching databases or whatever anyway, but it's perfectly scalable. I mean, honestly, you could have an app that makes $1 million a year, all running on Firebase, with 1 million users, and you'd be fine. When you start getting up at higher levels like Instagram and stuff, you're probably going to want to start thinking differently. But Firebase is really great for small, medium business. Okay. Spring Boot versus Django in terms of performance and security. Definitely Spring Boot, I think, in terms of performance, security. Remember, Python is an interpreted language. Java for Spring Boot is a compiled, it's a JVM. It's still a little faster than Python. But anyway, Java is all about security, right? It's why enterprises use it. So if you're concerned about performance and security, Spring Boot's going to win in that case. Let's take a look here. How well can I manipulate SEO with Angular? Nope. I mean, not really at all. I mean, Angular is not great for SEO, for one, and for two, when you say manipulate, I'm guessing you mean like having a website that ranks well on SEO with Angular, and it's not. It's a single page application. It's going to do terrible, actually. Hello. I have important questions for me. Hello. Ask your very important questions. Best language for web developers. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. I just got an Android dev job. How do you differentiate in freelance? It's all about adding value in freelance. It's not about your skills. It's about solving business needs. I just talked about this the other day on a YouTube. Go search the YouTube channel for the latest videos where I talk about freelancing in depth. Hello, Unity for PvP mobile game. I got 5 servers already. Unity, Yo-Yo or Unity for, I don't know what Yo-Yo is. If I've never heard of that. For PvP mobile game. What did I use the last time? It's Photon. One of the popular frameworks that I've used and others have used is Photon for PvP. Although it's real time multiplayer like that. It needs very heavy network programming. Most companies build their own services. When I was prototyping a game about 2 years ago, and what I found was, if I built my own little service using C#, I think, and I was building out real-time multiplayer and syncing, and it was pretty hard. But I found that if I built it myself, I was able to get the performance that I needed. It was a lot of hard work, though. I don't have great advice for you. If you're talking about multiplayer games, especially real-time multiplayer, you need a team. You need $1 million. It's not the kind of stuff you're going to build on your own. I'm sorry, it's not. I've never heard a story of one developer who built a real-time MMO or PvP game, right? Because it's so expensive, it's so complicated. You need a team to really have success with something like that. How do you deal with giving up with coding? I talked about this a little bit earlier. You need to be consistent, put it in your schedule every day, and it'll balance itself out. The problem is people don't schedule it, right? And then they use their emotion to dictate whether they're going to learn or code or not. So I'm not feeling well, I'm feeling tired, I don't feel like doing this, I had a bad day at work, and so you don't make progress. What you instead need to do is say, from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m., no matter what, I'm going to code. I don't care how I feel, I'm going to do this, or I'm going to die. And if you can do that for about 15 days straight, it becomes a habit. And that's why people quit, is because they never get to that place. So you need to put it in your schedule, block it out, make sure the world knows. Here in my office here, I'm writing books right now, and I actually have my door out there. You can't see it, but I have a thing that says do not disturb. And when that's on, nobody's allowed to come in my room. Nobody. I even had a conversation with my kids. No one's allowed to come in. And I go in my booth here and I write for an hour. And even when I don't want to do it, I do it anyway. So consistency is key to not wanting to quit, because your emotions are going to lie to you. Emotions are temporary. Consistency, okay, that's permanent. That's what does all the great things for you, okay? What about C#.net? Lots of opportunities there. Great stack. All right. How to make a backdoor virus. Look your back. Look behind you. Yeah. You know, when I bought this place, they said somebody had actually died here. Like, it was like a kid or something. And sometimes I hear things like there's someone in the room with me, but I can't actually see them, but I feel it it's like someone's there. Are you saying that you see somebody in the back? I don't see anybody. Must just be me. I love cybersecurity, but as a fresher in India, I can't find any jobs. There are lots of web development jobs available. Should I start a career in web development and switch later? Sometimes, yeah. Sometimes it's about making money first, so you can have stability. That's what I tell people. Like people come to me, they say, "Hey, Mark, I want to make a video game," they're like, I want to make my own MMO, or I want to make my own game startup with a team. And they have no money, they have nothing, right? Let me have a game idea. So what I tell them is, hey, look, learn to code. Get a job in a job that's at least semi-relative to what you want to do. Maybe mobile, whatever. Get good at it, get a good paycheck. Then on the side, start building this thing. You need financial stability. You need to have that peace of mind. Look, you just need to, put yourself in a place where you can have the tools you need to have success. And if you're in frantic mode, I'm not making money, I got to support my family. You can't do anything that you want to do. You'll never hit your passions or your goals if you're in a frantic mode. Get stable first, then go do whatever you want. That's what I did. I got stable, learned to code, did a bunch of jobs I didn't want to do, but whatever, and I was building my stuff on the side. Okay. How to choose between Django and Node. I will say Django has a lot of features built out of the box, like completely integrated. With Node, you have to grab different packages and put them in manually. So you may have to do some more work with Node in the beginning until you kind of set up your own framework. But if you know JavaScript, then stick with Node. If you know Python, go with Django. How was your first year of learning to code? Oh, so Mike, the thing is, it was amazing and it was also terrible. It was amazing because my first foray into programming was I was working for a company, and we were processing all these people in our building, sometimes 2,000 people in a day. And we were signing them in manually on paper. And I was like, I can't do this anymore. So I found this tool called Microsoft Access, and I started programming. I didn't know I was programming at the time. I was using something called Visual Basic for Applications, VBA. I just was built, and I built this whole system that allowed people to sign in with a thumbprint, signature. Like, it was really awesome. That was my first foray into it. And then another company's like, hey, I'll pay you, $45,000 to build this for my company, another drug testing company I worked for. And so I did that, and I was already freelancing right out of the gate. And that's why I always stress to people, if you have a passion project, you're going to make so much more progress. Now, that's when I learned I could be a programmer, after I had done those projects. And so I got a book on how to code, and I wanted to cry. Like, variables, like, what does that even mean? I was studying, I went through the whole book, did all the exercises, and didn't understand any of it. And then I went in a second time, and it got a little better. And then I did the book a third time, and I was like, oh, that's what a variable is. It's kind of like a bucket that stores data, and you can put a name on it. And it was very hard because I learned on my own. I had no help, no mentors. There's no courses or videos or anything. There's a couple of books on Amazon at the time. There's nothing. It was super hard, super, super hard learning on my own. So it went both ways. All right. What do you think is better, Ionic or React Native? Definitely React Native. Ionic's junk. What would be the best path for an old IT guy and programmer looking to get back into work and remote? Freelance, my friend. Freelance. You want to work remote? Freelance. Get on Upwork.com. Start just building up a pipeline of projects. Make some connections and freelance. Hey, mans. How realistic is it for someone who is self-taught to be able to get a job? Oh, super realistic. Everybody I teach is self-taught. I don't know, for those of you who don't know me, I run a company called DevSlips where we help people become programmers. All I've done for the last 5 years is trained people to get jobs as developers, and nobody has a degree. I've helped thousands of people get jobs. I've taught over 500,000 human beings programming, and I've helped thousands of them get jobs. No degrees. You don't need a degree. Like, the world is endless for you. So yeah, for sure. This is why we're even chatting right now. Yeah. How did you learn to code from your experience in the past? I just talked about that actually. So hopefully I don't have to do that again. Is there a cat? Is it a ghost? Is it a ghost cat? Hold on. Hi there. Oh. There's two cats. They're brothers. They're identical. When we got them, they had tons of fleas. Like that, they were gonna die. They were on the verge of death, and so we spent like 3 days fixing them up, getting their fleas off of them, and basically rescuing these 2 cats. And now they haunt my office like the ghosts you saw earlier. Okay, I feel like I will never be able to get a job by learning .NET Core for Web API. I have a few mobile app ideas that makes me want to learn Flutter. You could learn Flutter, but hey, there's tons of jobs for .NET. .NET is huge. It's Microsoft. It's huge. There's tons of jobs for .NET. Yeah, it's a cat. That's a kitten. 3 months old. There's 2 of them, actually, if I can get the other one. Watch. All right. They're like identical. Yeah, tons of jobs for .NET. Okay. Their names are Gumball and Darwin. So Gumball and Darwin. You can see the orange and blue collars. Anyway, only Flutter works with Firebase. You can use Flutter with Firebase. They have an integration for that. So, Fizzy, please answer. Please answer what? Fizzy. I don't see a question. How far do I have to go back? That's too far. I'm giving up. Sorry. What do you think? Which one is better, Flutter or Swift? They're different tools for different jobs. Different tools for different jobs. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to log off here, ladies and gentlemen. I do this every day, Monday through Friday at 3:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you would like to work with me and my team where we coach you and help you become a programmer, help you get a job, we also will help you get freelancing and make money, which I think is pretty awesome. Go to devslopes.com/apply. And we'll get on the phone. We'll talk about it. Almost everyone can get in terms of finances, things like that. It's just really about your hustle, your drive, your time. But we will help you. We will work with you until you are a paid developer making money. I work with people individually all the time. So anyway, thanks everyone for showing up here. And we'll see you again tomorrow. devslopes.com